8. Death. Didn't we have a day like that, or the name of a chapter like that in the it was one of the other routes. I don't know, maybe the 8th day is always named Death. But yeah, the end of the last day actually really took me by surprise. I was not expecting that. So maybe the route is going to get pretty interesting from this point onward. I hope so, because I'm pretty sure Shiki saw that dream too, and he's kind of wondering the same thing that we are, just what the fuck did I just see? So I don't know where this is going to go from here. It'll be interesting, definitely be interesting to see, so let us continue. I wake up and see it is past 10 o'clock. That's right, today's a holiday. I lift my body from bed. Unable to contain it, I go into the hallway in my pajamas. I can't contain my bloodlust and my sexual urges. I run to the bathroom and throw up in the sink. I empty the contents of my stomach, but I still feel sick. Last night's dream. In a sense, it's worse than my dreams of being a killer. Now you're a rapist. It's much, much worse. In my dreams, I don't just violate Akiha, but even Hisui and Kohaku-san. That dream. Dreaming I violated a girl that looked like Hisui or Kohaku-san all night. Not having anything left to throw up, my convulsions start to diminish. I go to the lobby and see Hisui taking care of something. She might be doing some rearranging, as I see her carrying a chair towards the lobby. Oh no. This chair, just this chair. I feel dizzy. Right now, I can't bring myself to look at her face, but I can't bear to go back to my room without saying anything. If Hisui tried to wake me up as usual, I think this sickness would have been a bit better. Hisui. Hisui realizes I'm here and quietly walks over to me. Good morning, Shiki-sama. Morning. Sorry for waking up at a selfish time. I apologize as well. I should have been there when you awoke. Please forgive me. Hisui silently bows her head. Hisui's expressionless face. Remembering last night's dream, I start to feel guilty. No, there's no need for you to apologize. I didn't wake up at the usual time, so it's my fault. It's better if you complain to me a bit. If you do that, I'll feel a bit better. Shiki-sama? But that's just my selfish thoughts. Like right now, my words are making her feel bad. It's nothing, forget about it. More importantly, I'm kinda hungry. Is breakfast ready? Nei-san went outside. Your breakfast is ready in the dining room. Oh, in that case, I'll go have some food. Sorry to bother you while you were working. After saying a quick goodbye, I head towards the dining room. I go back to my room, but I don't really have anything to do here. I've had my fill of sleeping. Thinking about what I should do next, I decide to walk around the mansion. Of course. God, all of this route is just Shiki dicking around in the mansion. At least Akiha was a bit different than Shiki just... Well, he was dicking around in the mansion a lot, but here it's like all the fucking time. I arrive at the lobby. For some reason, I aimlessly wander around the mansion to confirm my childhood memories. The hallway stretches quite a long distance. When I was a child, I believed that this hallway would go on forever. The mansion seemed as large as a castle, and every day I would walk a bit around the mansion and would carve my name on the wall, the pillars, or the floor. It was sort of a game I would play with Akiha to see who could take over the mansion. Saying that wherever we put our names became our territory, the two of us walked around the mansion carving our names here and there. Here, on the handrail by the stairs is carved the name Shiki. All caps Shiki. It was probably because of these games that my old man forbade us from playing inside the mansion. Anyway, if I look closely, I can see both mine and Akiha's name all over the place. I go outside. Come to think of it, most of the time we spent playing was in the garden. Since Akiha was obedient to the old man, unlike me, she could only play outside for about 30 minutes a day. And still, she usually just stayed behind us, watching and listening. But she would energetically run out with us and compete with us in whatever games we would play. Perhaps her personality stems from those times. She might have suppressed herself in front of the old man. On the walls of the mansion, the carved names appear again. Shiki, Shiki, Akiha, Shiki, Akiha, Shiki, Akiha, Shiki, 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 Shiki. That should be a hint right there that your names aren't spelled the same way. The ratios are like that, and the name Shiki appeared 4 more times. I suppose Akiha was just a girl, so she couldn't keep up with a boy. Oh, this is going to be the part where Shiki's going to pass out. in the yard. This has happened in, I think this, doesn't this? Yeah, this happens in every route, so it's gonna happen again. Kohaku-san? As I come to the backyard, I see Kohaku-san's figure from behind. She hasn't noticed me. I don't know what she's doing, but she disappears into the forest. Yep, this is the same scene. A bit curious, I follow her from a slight distance. And where Kohaku-san headed to, there seems to be a small clearing. There's a clearing there? Tilting my head to the side, I try to remember, but for some reason my memory is a bit vague. In the forest of the mansion, I can see a clearing as if the trees were cut there. No, can see is not quite right. If you walked by normally, you probably would never notice it. If Kohaku-san didn't walk there, hidden enough by the surrounding trees as it is, I would never have noticed even if I lived here all my life. That's odd. I don't remember a clearing ever being here. To say the least, I don't remember ever playing with Akiha in the clearing. I feel like I've never been there before. After thinking for a bit, I decide to go into the clearing. Bad idea. Bad idea. The clearing doesn't strike me as anything out of the ordinary. There's no sign of Kohaku-san who entered before me. What's this, just an empty place? I kinda have to wonder what Kohaku was actually doing. Maybe she was going to the outbuilding to, quote-unquote, feed Akiha. I walk to the middle of the clearing. This clearing really is just an empty space. The perfectly level open ground. The deep woods enclose the area. The voice of the cicadas, and the strong summer sunshine that feels like it could dissolve. Summer sunshine? Ouch. The wound on my chest starts to hurt. Like stabbing. This pain that feels like a kitchen knife stabbing my chest. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Chirp, 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 chirp. Chirp, chirp. From somewhere I hear the voice of cicadas. But it's autumn now. The summer sunshine that bathes everything in white. The columns of severed clouds in the far-off sky. I can practically see the voices. At my feet, there are the discarded shells of the cicadas. Discarded shell. Someone's discarded shell. My wound opens. My chest becomes painted a dark crimson. Black vermilion soaks both my hands. Someone's crouched silhouette. The approaching footsteps of a young girl. The columns of clouds in the far sky. The discarded shells of cicadas. I suddenly realize, in front of me is the crying face of Akiha, drenched in blood. Chirp, 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 chirp. Voices which try to pierce my eardrums. Voices of the cicadas. My chest hurts. I feel sick. My wound healed a long time ago, so why does it hurt so much? Because painful memories. Oops. My chest is broken. The old wound opens. Blood flows forth from the opening. What is this? My wound. It hasn't healed at all. My consciousness sinks. My wound hurts. Right before I pass out, I remember a terrible image. A hot summer day. Akiha stained in blood and myself staring down at her. The silhouette licks the blood off its hands. Then, the silhouette becomes my face as a young boy, laughing with pleasure. Well then, that is exactly the same thing that has happened in all the other routes so far, so... nothing new here. I can hear voices talking. Akiha-sama, are you not going to call for a doctor? Don't be stupid, Hisui. There's no way I could do that since Nisan's wound isn't normal. Akiha and Hisui are talking. This is Shiki's room. It looks like I'm sleeping in the bed. I plan to say yo and get out of bed, but I can't move at all. My chest doesn't hurt anymore, but my body feels as heavy as lead. All I can move are my eyes and mouth. Just what in the world were you trying to do, Hisui? You know not to let Shiki go near that place. Please, forgive me. This can't be solved by apologizing. You were assigned to serve Nisan to avoid this kind of situation. So what were you doing? Completely different from her usual manner, Akiha gives full vent to her anger. In comparison, Hisui is accepting the scolding, looking down silently. What about Kohaku? Didn't I give her orders too? Not to let Nisan out of her sight? Nisan is not here. Not here? What do you mean by that? Hisui doesn't answer. Akiha grinds her teeth. Not here? What is she saying? Kohaku-san was in the rear courtyard right now. Akiha-sama, we should stop doing this. Hisui, he is different. He is a different person. This mansion, it is not good for him. So we should stop doing this. I don't want to hear those words. No, that is why I must say them. You realize it too. At this rate, Shiki-sama will really become a killer. Just now, what did Hisui say?
Are you saying that Todo blood is awakened in this mansion? That's ridiculous. It's impossible for that to happen to Nissan. You're right. He is just like us, with Makihisa-sama's choice. In that instant, smack, the sound of a cheek being slapped echoes throughout the room. I've told you that I won't allow anyone to say that. The two become silent. The air between the two of them increases in tension. Hisui stands painfully with her head down. I don't understand why Akiya is so angry, but I don't want to see Hisui in pain any longer. Ugh. Somehow, I managed to shift my body. Hisui, I leave the rest to you. If Nissan wakes, take care of what he needs. Akiya-sama, are you okay with this? Yes. If I'm here, Nissan will just get weaker. Akiya leaves the room with an extremely painful smile on her face. Well, what should I do now? Maybe it's better if I just pretend that I haven't woken up yet. Shiki-sama, I think it is safe for you to open your eyes. Oh, you knew Hisui? Yes, Akiya-sama did not realize it, but ever since a long time ago, she has never been good at being able to see through someone who is acting. Hisui speaks reluctantly. Is that so? But you are pretty perceptive. I do not know. Since I cannot understand the heart of the person I want to know the most about, I do not think I am very perceptive. I see. Nodding, I somehow get the feeling she's talking about Kohaku-san.
Yeah, so this scene plays out a little bit differently than before. At least it was a good idea not to skip this, because I was thinking about skipping it. Hisui, you mentioned it earlier, but where did Kohaku-san go? And, mostly because Kohaku is gone, she disappeared. Akiya leaves, which doesn't happen in the other route. She stays here and we talk to her. She realizes that we're awake, but here we just stay and talk with Hisui. Hisui realizes that we're awake before Akiya does. I am sorry. I do not know about Nason very well. Something about that response is not right. But what's not right? I can't seem to grasp it right now. As I'm doing this right now. My body is sluggish and it takes all my strength just to talk. Shiki-sama, are you not pushing yourself? To tell the truth, I feel extremely sluggish. Just what in the world happened to me? Shiki-sama, we found you collapsed in the rear courtyard. It did not seem like your normal anemia, so we contacted Akiya-sama and brought you to your room. Collapsed? In the rear courtyard? The white summer sunshine and the voice of cicadas. I remember. I was standing and then I got dizzy. Geez, I haven't had it this bad since elementary school. I thought I should call the doctor, but Akiya-sama wanted us to wait and see. Yeah, Akiya's right. This is more like a mental thing, so calling the doctor wouldn't have helped. How long was I out? I found you after noon, so approximately 12 hours. Jesus Christ. That long? Surprised, I look at the clock, but my body doesn't move. It is now midnight. I will watch over you tonight, so please, if you need anything, do not hesitate to ask. Okay. I appreciate it. I was unconscious for half a day, but I haven't done that since that accident. Furthermore, after sleeping for so long, my body is still wanting more sleep. I'm sorry. I'm so sleepy. Then please go to sleep. I will be in the hallway, so if anything happens, I will be there. What are you saying? I can't let someone taking care of me wait out in the hallway. I have to ask. Hisui, you stay right here. Damn it, I can't continue. I feel as if I'm falling into a tank of water. My consciousness ceases abruptly. Uh-oh. Nightmares of the killer. I saw a dream. It was a dark night. In the middle of the night, I thought I heard a noise and I woke up. The tatami room was otherwise empty. It seems at some point all the adults went outside. I was a little uneasy all by myself. I went outside to the garden to see where they went. The night itself feels frozen by the winter cold. My breath hangs white in the air. The garden is cold, but at the same time, the sky was beautiful. The expression freezing cold seems to have been made up just for this winter night. The cold stars, the deep darkness, illuminating the world as the lifeless moonlight. For a child like myself, the mansion's garden is too big. A dense forest encloses the garden. The mansion is deep in the mountains, and to be honest, it is no place for anyone to live. The mansion is the very heart of the dark forest. It is like the light of a luminescent fish at the bottom of the ocean. The darkness of the forest swells deeply. The trees are like a black curtain trying to reach for the moon. I heard a noise and was convinced the adults must have gone into the forest. I entered the forest. Not even a single ray of light exists in this darkness. Unable to even see my own body, I walk towards the sound. It's just cold. Even my eyes become numb.
I feel as if someone is calling my name. A reed warbler's cry. The swaying grass. There, I met a red demon. The demon does not seem to be interested in me. At the same time, I'm not concerned with the demon either. Crimson, red, vermilion. I walk past the field that has turned into a crimson sea. The trees part into a clearing. There, the scattered corpses of all the adults are littered all over the ground. The dark ground is bathed in poisonous red, as if the entire world was bleeding. That is, in the middle of the bleeding earth, the enemy that slaughtered the adults is standing there. The very first nightmare. The enemy approaches to kill even me. My mother dies, protecting me. Blood splatters onto my face. In the middle of this frigid night, that warmth, the first hated color. The claws of the enemy pierced my chest. Maybe I was numb from the coldness. I didn't really feel much pain. I look up at the heavens. The whole world starts to melt away. There, the unchanging pale darkness. How beautiful. Yeah, I think this is a flashback to when Shiki first got found by Makihisa and he killed his entire family. So, I think this is just him remembering that. Because we saw that in the opening. I'm pretty sure that was the opening scene. At the beginning of the game is that Shiki finding his dead parents and all the people that Makihisa killed. And I guess in this route we're getting a little bit more information on that. You'd think we'd get that more in the Akiha route too, which I think we did, but not a lot. So here I guess it's kind of expanding on that. The ephemeral glass moon. I didn't realize it. Tonight, the moon is so beautiful.